putting two-dimensional primitives or basic shapes into processing is actually quite simple. Remember at the end of the introductory video I'd showed you that you can set the size of the image, or the canvas as it's known, that you wish to draw on, and we can set the background of that canvas as well, and that will be repainted just in the solid color. Everything that was on there before the background command will be removed. Now 255 is the code for white. Each color is made up of red, green and blue, but if we specify just a single value it takes equal parts, and we will get a color varying from black, which is 0, through to 255, which is white. We can set the background. If I take out the two slashes which act as a comment here, I could set the background by specifying the right amount of red, green and blue, and get pretty much any color I want. Now this way of specifying colors we can also use when we specify the color that a line should be using stroke, or the color that a filled area of the screen should be. Now each shape we're going to draw will have an outline and it will have a filled area, and we can set those ourselves. There are other options that we can add to this as well. We can find those in the reference section of the website, which I will show you in just a moment. Now if we set this, we're setting up our colors for stroke to be 100% red, 0% green, 0% blue, and the fill color to be 0 red, 0 green and 255 there blue. So this will give us a red outline and a blue fill. The command to draw a rectangle is rect, and this can take either 4 or more options. The first two are the X and Y coordinates from where it will appear on the screen. Remember that we measure the X and Y from the top left corner. And then the second two are the width and the height of the box we wish to draw. So let's go ahead and draw that now. It requires a semicolon, as we can see there. I forgot to put the semicolon in. So now I will go back, click run, and we should get in just a moment a small window showing a white background with a blue box with a red border. I'll just get that onto the screen. There we are. That's our desired outcome. We have a rectangle starting at position 100, 125, so 100 in and 125 down, and it is 100 pixels wide and 50 pixels high. So let's just show you that here. This point there is our I really can't write with this. X, Y, and then here we have the width, and here we have the height. And that's our rectangle specified there with that code. We can find all the parameters that we can use for the rectangle if we go to the processing website. So let's take a look at that now. Just turn off our annotations there. Here's the processing website, and this is the reference page. So if we go to processing and click reference, which is just up on the side here, then we can get a list of all the various different commands and so on that we want. The ones that you'll be interested in for the primitives are going to be the ones that you can see around about here. Let's just highlight those. So your 2D primitives are going to be in this block down there. That's better. 2D primitives just there. So go to those. If you do go to those that website, what you will see is, for example, rectangle has various different examples. The one that we've just used is this basic one here, where it draws a rectangle with square edges, and you can draw rectangles with rounded edges or with a combination of rounded, square and so on edges as you wish. And there's plenty of description of the parameters. You will use this reference website a lot to determine which particular parameters you need for a particular command. So for example, ellipses, this will draw with the center point and then the width and the height of the ellipses. When you go and draw the various different objects, you will need to be specifying the stroke and fill for the colours that you want them before you draw them. Otherwise it will draw with whatever the colours are set to from the last object, and then draw them in order. These will paint on top of the previous ones. So if I draw two rectangles here, let's draw another rectangle. This will draw on top of the previous one. So I'll just run that script. It's going to draw a second rectangle. I haven't reset the colours. We will see it in just a moment. Excuse me. There we are. There is our new image there, and we see the second rectangle is drawn on top of the first rectangle. When you're building up a composite image, you have to be careful to build it up in the same way. There is no undo.